Hello! In this video I'll show you how I sublimate onto these Cork coasters. I'll run through step by step the process that I follow. To start with, I'll go over the equipment that's needed, and then we'll do the design and print out the sublimation print, and then we'll print out the design and use a heat press to sublimate the design onto the coaster. So let's go. As well as the coasters, you will also need sublimation paper to print your design onto, heatproof tape to secure your design onto the coasters for pressing, heatproof glove, of course sublimation printer. I use a converted Epson EcoTank computer to create your design and print, and last but not least, the heat press. So I've made a couple of coaster designs in Canva. I'm actually going to use them to make an art display. That's where they say, look what Imogen and Felix made. And I'll open Affinity Designer, and these two coasters will fit on an A5 printout, so make sure you're at 300 dpi, switch off the margin so you can use the most of your A5 canvas, and then you can copy them across to your A5 canvas and adjust the size. So my coasters are 9 cm wide or 9 cm diameter, so add perhaps about 3mm of bleed just to make sure that your coaster will be completely covered with the design. And then once you're happy with the layout, we're good to print. So in the print menu, once you've selected your printer, so for the Epson L805 I'm using, you can choose paper size A5 and then go into the properties and choose Epson Matte, and then go to more options and choose mirror image, so that when we sublimate the design, the words and pictures will be the right way around. And I'll go to color management and choose Ink Experts L805 ICC profile for the style paper that we're printing onto, and then click OK to print. See, the prints have come out nicely back to front, so that when they are transferred onto the coasters they'll be the right way. And you'll see the colours are a bit muted, but that's fine. That's what happens with the sublimation dyes, and once you transfer it onto the coaster you'll see that the colours will come out really nice. So these are just a standard Cork coaster. If you see the design is, I'm actually going to use these to make a new art display design, so that's why it's a bit of an unusual look what I made picture. In case you're wondering why that's what I'm putting onto these coasters, I'm not actually going to use these for drinks. Okay, so make sure that your coasters are nice and clean, and that there's no protective film. I don't think I've tried to peel off. I think I'm actually going to peel off the white if I do. So I'll pop them on here. So I've got my heatproof tape dispenser, and it just cuts nice little pieces. So stick on. So the recommended settings that I'm going to follow are 180 degrees Celsius for 120 seconds. On the bottom of the heat press I have a thin silicone sheet, the black sheet you see there, and then I'm just inverting the coasters so that the paper is on top facing the sublimation side of the coasters, and then I always use a piece of butcher paper to protect the top heating plate of the heat press from any blowout. That's the first one. And there's the other one. So it kind of turned out really well. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about ICC printer profile. So sometimes you might have found that when you print something, it looks how you want it to look on the screen, but when you print it out, the colors are off. So that's because the color profile of the printer isn't matching the ink and or paper combination that you're using. So the reason why I chose to buy one set, like the printer, the inks and the paper from Ink Experts, not sponsored, I just happen to use them over the years. But the reason for that is they've gone through the process of calibrating the printouts using their paper and the Sublimated dyes with, I think it's a spectrophotometer. So they make sure that the output you're getting is what you see on the screen as well. So I usually have no issues with colour when I print with this setup. And yeah, I'm really happy with these. These cork backed, I think it's MDF with a cork on the back to stop it slipping on your table. Yeah, they've come out really well. Really nice glossy high resolution prints. You can, if you get a ICC profile that's been set up for the particular printer, the dye and the paper, then that's a lot of colour headaches avoided. So you might already know, so sublimation works by the dye on the paper. When you put it under the heat press, the heat and pressure turns it into, the dye turns it into a gas and transfers over or sublimates over to coating on the coaster. And some of that gas is going to kind of leak out into your room, so make sure you've got good ventilation, keep a window open, maybe use a fan to have the air circulating, because you don't want to really be breathing that in. But otherwise I really like sublimation because it's pretty low cost compared to like UV printers or direct printing machines that can cost many thousands. And yeah, it's just I just find it really fascinating that you can just transfer. Obviously I know the principle, but it just yeah, I just find it really intriguing how you can print onto the paper and then transfer it onto the coaster or whatever it is you're pressing onto. So I hope I've covered everything, but if I haven't and you've got any questions at all, just feel free to ask in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them. I'm no sublimation expert. I'm trying to introduce more kind of like custom photo products to my business, Peggy Picks, and yeah, sublimation is a good way to do that. You can get really nice results. Yeah, so the next video I'll be showing you what I'm going to do with these and turn them into an art display. I'll link that video here when it's ready. I'll put it on at the end as well. So thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.